Hey, Danny, get over here. We got a show to do.
Yeah!
Don't you hear me like that?
Yeah! I can yeah all I want.
Yeah!
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 Yeah! Hello, my name is Patrick Marador. This is the week of August 26th, and this is your next episode of 2014 Screen. Here with me, I have Mr. Dan Rowe.
Hello!
Yeah, he's from Wood Creek, but at the same time, you guys wanted to see if a special guest will be on the show, and indeed there will be. Just make sure to make some plans in advance before you go on inviting yourselves to my house and making a mess of the place.
He has a lot of soda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drink it. It's good.
Now, as Dan generally fills in the background noise, here are your quick hit headlines for this week. I will definitely double check those to make sure they are right this time, but I will have a little bit of a section later in the show about information and the accuracy, because I am aware there was a few errors in last week's information, and I do apologize for that. Alright, so first off we have the news loop as usual, so let's get into last week in review. We had two events last week. We had Tuesday, and that was a class meeting. So in there we managed to pick our homecoming theme, and that would be The Incredibles, so very nice choice. And we also announced that we have a class Twitter account too, that is Miraloma at at Miraloma 2014 on Twitter. Of course, if you don't own a Twitter or you don't really like to bookmark the pages or anything, there is a way to receive text alerts for all the tweets that they send out with that Twitter account. So I will be flashing up a tutorial or some sort in the description and on screen right now to definitely let you know how you can do that. Also on Friday we had the Welcome Back rally, so definitely we were very spirited there, and there was great performances by our drill team and the cheerleaders, so nice job, ladies, keep it up. And that is it for last week in review. For incoming this week, we don't have any events since nothing was submitted. I mean, seriously, there is none. And in general announcements, we have Penny Wars. It's for SAR. Actually, I had to correct myself in post last week, as you saw, so definitely not going to make that embarrassing mistake again. So collect those pennies, and hopefully we can get an edge later in the year for SAR. And finally, within the news loop, we have our Clubhouse section, which is where most of the news this week is located. First off, we have a little script for Key Club for me to read, so excuse me as I avert my eyes. Avert your eyes! Anyways, for anyone interested in learning more about Key Club, there's an informational meeting slash party with fun surprises in the band room, that's the circular F wing, on Monday the 27th. Key Club is a great way to get both creativity and service hours, and if you're interested in leadership experience, there are many opportunities offered throughout the year. Plus, we even go to Six Flags. We can't wait to see you on Monday the 27th. Now, Key Club is, yes, a community service club. It's a nice, friendly club, though. It's definitely easy to get into, and it's a good way to get your hours. Yes, you do go to Six Flags. I can testify to that. I won't be as active this year in there as I was the years before, mainly because I'm doing this for creativity, and service hours. Next, we have Academic, which is basically academic, decathlon. So think of a decathlon with 10 athletic events, but this one's an academic one. So we have 10 different academic subjects for you to test out in. So there's about, from what I remember, 6 multiple choice tests, and then there's a couple speeches and an interview and all these other events that you have to do. But it's a nice way to expand your knowledge if you don't, if you have a limited knowledge pool and you just want to know more stuff, or if you want to have practice taking tests, it's a very good way to study for them as well. We will help you out there. The first informational meeting for that will be Thursday after school in Muratori's room, so you'll get all the information, plus you'll definitely see me there, and I can give you a better general rundown of what's gonna go on in that club. So I mean, I'm kind of pressured here to move on right now, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Meet me there if you want to learn more about Academic. We have Comedy Sports on Wednesday. This is also a club that I am in. First meeting is going to be Wednesday on the Drama Room. Basically, Comedy Sports is improv comedy, so it's shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway? That's a very funny show. If you're going to come in, then definitely check it out. Even if you're not going to come in to play any games with us or participate, definitely come in to at least watch us play and have fun, because we will need an audience for us to make people laugh, and obviously we'll need suggestions, as improv comedy is made up right on the spot. So if you feel like you could do that, make some people laugh, or just have a good time while doing so, definitely come check out Comedy Sports Wednesday in the Drama Room. And as for the news loop this week, that is it for our announcements. So now we have Community Corner, which is a section that I completely left out last week. I'm sorry about that. The Community Corner section was left in the quick hits, though, so if you wanted to see last week's content, then go right ahead. I will also include the footage from last week at the end of this episode, right after the outro. So definitely check that out if you want to know what's going on there. But for the meantime, I will just go over what I was supposed to say last week. First off, we have birthdays, so this is basically a section for all of you viewers to submit your birthdays in, and so I can say happy birthday to you. Simple as that. For this week, there are no birthdays, but definitely check out last week's Community Corner at the end of this episode for a list of a bunch of summer birthdays that I happened to pull off of Facebook because nobody submitted in any birthdays yet. I'm sorry. But anyways, that's birthdays for you. Now we have our shout-out section, so this will be a space for all of you to say random things. I mean, shout out to people. Say hi to your friends, say hi to your mom, say hi to whoever you want. I do not care. Just make sure it's appropriate and I'll mention it on the show. And also we have our spotlight section, which will basically feature a very talented person or a very, just good to know person in our community for this week, and definitely also send that in as well. So you can send all of this, your feedback into the email address, of course, 2014screen@gmail.com. So definitely check that out at the end of the show. Also, we have our question of the week. So this is basically a weekly question, self-explanatory. This week's question is, now that you've had enough time to get acquainted with your teachers a little bit, who are your favorites right now? As for me, I especially like Mr. Korea right now. He's very cool, very down to earth, if you know what I mean, despite his use of language per se. But he's very good humor. I really like him. And now for our last section of the show, Show and Tell, where we go over general show and news announcements. First off, I need content, and I need it pronto, and many of you have definitely seen the first episode and given me feedback, but any feedback and content that you want to give me, send it to 2014screen@gmail.com. Otherwise, I will forget. I'm sorry, it's just simple as that. My memory is not that good with conversations sometimes, and it's definitely better to put it in there, because I will check the 2014screen@gmail.com before every recording of the show. So definitely send in any ideas that you have there. And, it's nice that if you tell me, like, hey, I'm going to send something in, it's definitely gratifying. But definitely send it in there. Also, sorry about the lighting last week. It's fixed now, obviously, as I've mentioned. So, I don't know. These bulbs, you can never tell. So, and as for personal announcements this week, I wanted to go into why I am doing this show. So, as you know, for IB juniors and seniors, we need CAS hours, and this stands for Creativity, Action, and Service. So, through 2014 Screen, I'm getting my CAS project done, which is something that you have to coordinate with other people, and also Creativity and Service hours, and obviously, through twitch.tv/2014screen, I can record the time that I spend making these episode. So it's a way for me to get CAS hours. But I figured I'd do this mainly because of a couple of things other than that. So first off would be the morning announcements. I mean, we listen to it every day. They're reading off a script, and they forcefully just feed us lame jokes, and it's definitely not the best way to get out news and announcements. And I figured, we need to band together as a class, and especially since we have IB in the school. Now, like it or not, there's this sort of IB, non-IB divide that we have going on here. The communities are split, and, there's also IS too, like, whatever you're in. So I figured, if I try to make a show that everyone can get to and everyone will pay attention to, definitely, then it's something that will benefit us all, and hopefully high school will be a very better experience for us, and we can, look at our yearbook and say, oh, yeah, I know all of these people, instead of going, who's this random kid? I mean, it'll happen, obviously, but not as much if everyone gets to know each other through something that happens through the internet. I mean, the internet is, information superhighway, as they used to call it. Nobody calls it that anymore, but it's definitely something that we can harness and utilize, and whatever other big words that I can think of to, basically use it to our advantage. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week of 2014 screen. Definitely got the better lighting situation, as I've mentioned for the third time in this episode already. Come on, we need good lighting here. Anyways, definitely send in all of your community-related content or show notes, whatever. Send in your feedback. Send in everything that you want to send to me regarding the show to 2014screen@gmail.com. Also, if you want to watch this episode live, or technically watch the recording of this episode live, definitely subscribe, or not really subscribe, but follow on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/2014screens, where every Saturday I will be recording a new episode of this. So anyways, I've been Patrick Marador. This has been 2014 Screen for the week of August 26th. And remember, kids, stay classy. I'll see you next week.
Yeah!
The next section of the show is Community Corner, which is basically a portion of the show dedicated to more community-based announcements that deal with you guys rather than, stuff in general on our class in general. So you'll see what I mean with our first segment, birthdays, and because of this segment, I have had to re-record dozens and dozens and dozens of times. So next week, once the birthdays list has been shortened, because this week I'm doing all of the birthdays from last week and also all the birthdays from summer vacation, since we have a lot of summer birthdays, myself included. But next week I'll be doing all the birthdays for next week. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to be reading off of a list here, since Lord knows I can look back and forth with the camera here. But let's go here. We're starting off at June 12th, we have Gabby and Serena. June 13th, we have Snowdy. June 21st, we have Tara. August 5th, we have Callie. August 7th, we have... Oh, there we go, saying August again. I'm going to cut that out. July 5th, we have Callie. July 7th, we have Karina. July 8th, we'll have Hoon. July 9th, we have Anastasia. July 10th, we have Talia. July 12th, we have Jenner. July 13th, we have Mo and Jose. July 18th, we have Sahib Jot. July 20th, we have Fiz. July 21st, we have Zoe, Grace, and Danny. July 22nd, we have me. July 24th, we have Noah. July 25th, we have Zaina. July 27th, we have Darcy. July 28th, we have Alexandra. July 30th, we have Alex. August 1st, we have Iris. August 2nd, we have Pravdeep. August 8th, we have Cameron. August 9th, we have Nolan. August 10th, we have Anthony. August 15th, we have Ruby. August 16th, we have Wilson. August 17th, we have Nicolette. And now I can look back at the camera to say happy birthday to all of us. And if you had your birthday to send into the show, then send it to 2014screen@gmail.com. And I will most certainly mention your birthday in the corresponding episode, whenever that may be. So anyways, our next portion of Community Corner is shoutouts, and this is basically just general shoutouts that all of you guys can send to me, and this can be to anyone really. It's just a really random message portion of the show where you can just toss around different shoutouts like, hey, you're going somewhere, or just to have a mix up of a little bit of fun, and maybe even some show comments I'll post on here to the shoutouts section. Now next ordinarily we would have the spotlight section, which is basically a portion of the show dedicated to showcasing a bunch of different people who have really good talent within our grade level. So if they're really good at doing something, or they deserve recognition for doing another thing, then definitely send it into 2014screen@gmail.com, and I'll definitely spotlight them in hopefully a future episode. There should be enough episodes to spotlight a bunch of different people, so hopefully that'll work out as well. And then now we have the question of the week. So this is self-explanatory. What did you guys do during summer? This is this week's question of the week. So it's kind of fitting since this is the first episode right after summer vacation. So definitely post your answers in either the comments or email them to 2014screen@gmail.com, and I'll sift through them on Saturday and get to showcasing some of the cool answers that we get. So that does it for Community Corner for now, at least. So first off, we have the news loop, and last week in review, we had a couple events coming in for us this week.
That fart really smells, I'm sorry.
Oh god. Athletic events, but now it's academic, so now you're taking a bunch of tests. 6 of the tests, I don't know. 6 of the events are, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't up. And that's a cut. We're going to see now. But anyways, that's would be our birthday sections. Cut.